One, two, three in the place to be. It's your player partners for the bottom of the map.
From the bottom of the map.
It's your dogs is real.
Hi, Hayes.
And as always, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, share button. So make sure you in the mix anytime we drop. But without further ado, let's get into this weekend's game. You already know what it is. It's a battle of, we would call it South Florida, but Tampa versus Miami, South Florida versus Miami, South Florida 2-0, coming off of a big win versus the Gators. Miami coming off of a shellac and a Bethune, but this is what we've been waiting on. So go ahead and get it to me.
Obviously, we played them last year, and I think we ended up winning like 36-15, 39-15, something like that. We all know that score was deceptive. During the first half, they actually led 15-14, and their coach, man, the coach is with the trickery. He'll go for it on fourth. Their strategy in this game is just going to be able to keep it close to the fourth. They feel like if they can take a punch and keep it close to the fourth, then they got a fighting chance. Now, not too many teams can beat three ranked opponents. You know what I'm saying? If they beat Miami, then it's like okay, they're a team of destiny. They're definitely trying to go to the playoffs. I think that we're taking them seriously. I think that we probably, I listen to everybody talk, and obviously we do have advantages on the O line, advantages on the D line. And I think even last year, obviously our defense didn't do a bad job because they didn't score any more points after that 15. But I just think it's one of those things where all eyes are on them. Like, UF didn't take them as serious, right? And I knew UF had offensive problems. They had offensive problems last year. I just think they got us by 17 and a half. I could see UF us only beating them by 14. Um, I don't know about blowing them out. I think that they're a resilient team. I think they're going to keep coming. If you remember, their quarterback got hurt last year and he went out the game. So I just think this year they got a chip on their shoulder. They're gonna try to do what they're trying to do, but they got to play us at the house. We also went into a hostile environment last year. They fans was unruly. You feel me? So yeah, this year I just feel like I respect them. I think that they can play with anybody, but I just feel like all eyes are on them. You're not gonna catch nobody slipping. We know what you want to do and what you're trying to do. So I think UM has this game probably only by 14 points versus the 20 points. But like I said, I don't see them beating us with us focused on them. That's my take on it.
I do. I would say if you paid attention to the South Florida game last week, um, and this is something that I don't know if a lot of Miami fans do it, but opponents, we need to kind of watch them to see what their tendencies are, just to see what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and their defense is like a bend but don't break defense.
Mm.
Florida couldn't punch it in. They would drive, and stall out, and end up kicking field goals. I don't think we need to get into that saying we need to be able to score touchdowns. Scoring field goals, Miami well, not traditionally, but the past few years play tight at home. They've had games where games have gotten a little bit tight, and games where opposing teams coming in from out of town can beat Miami because Miami gets real tight when the game is tight. Um, Execution may not be totally there. We know that we've had bonehead plays over the years that we ended up losing games to Duke and teams we shouldn't lose to. So if I'm expecting Miami to be focused on scoring touchdowns, not letting South Florida getting into that rhythm. They get into that up tempo offense. If Miami can keep them, they're running up tempo and we're getting three and outs and we're scoring, they're gonna have to slow the game down. They're not gonna be able to run that up tempo offense.
Mm.
Um, if that score starts getting out of hand, they're gonna have to slow the game down, which basically gives Miami the favor because now Miami can play ball control, run the ball. But we'll see. Like I think South Florida is a better team than they were last year. We definitely got to watch for their quarterback, Brown, who is a dual threat, is a real dual threat. And Miami, like quarterbacks that can run, a la Haynes King, Like
Yeah.
it gives us problems. It always has. And if we don't keep contained, we don't keep the quarterback from breaking the pocket and scrambling and making plays, man, the shit can be a long night. I'm actually not taking South Florida for like a joke. Like I think last year it looked at South Florida like whatever. This year I'm looking at them like they don't beat two quality teams.
No,
I
they beat the hell out of you know what I'm saying, Boise State.
Boise, they
Boise's
beat the
good
hell out
every
of
year.
Boise.
Boise only scored once because of a turnover that Florida had, um, or maybe it was the exchange on downs. The other thing I noticed is that our secondary is going to get tested. They're gonna try to throw the ball. I think their game plan is going to be, let's put that to the test. I think they're probably looking at it like, we're going to try to run, but let's put it to the test, and let's, like you said, let's use the quarterback as a runner, see if we can do that. But I think this is the game that I'm gonna really see, like, okay, what defense, that's our strong point. Let's see what the safety, let's see what them DBs really gonna do. Because like you said, their defense is gonna try to lock up. I do think Miami has one too many weapons. And the other thing that I want to be able to see, well, I will give Mario props on this. If we get close to the goal, I do like them boys to try to run it 3 straight times. I do like them to try to get vanilla and be like, let's just run it again and try to impose their will and go ahead and try to put our line against it. Um, and I know you were mentioning too, I want to see what our DTs, what Mesidor and what Bain are really going to do to disrupt, you know what I'm saying, the rhythm. Because if we can have them to where they can't really throw, and we just make them one dimensional to where they can only run and use the quarterback, that would be the ideal game for us to beat them.
And I think another thing is they also throw the ball to their running back. Um,
Mm,
so I think this is a game where like Miami has to play sound all the way around. I don't think we need to get vanilla, but I don't think we need to get complex. We need to I think this is a game where like impose your will, dominate up front, and if the game gets a little bit tight, like just play fundamental football, like no turnovers, nobody try to be a hero. Make sure that everybody keeps their assignment. I don't know if they're gonna keep a linebacker in the spy, um, but whatever their plan is, it gotta be to stop Brown from running. He can't get loose. He can't make plays scrambling all over the place. That's gonna hurt us. And we seen it against Notre Dame when they get out when quarterback gets out of the pocket. Our DB's going to sleep. Our DB's
yeah,
not paying attention.
yeah, I
We
remember that.
can't we can't have that. And I really feel like South Florida is gonna come in like shit. We don't got nothing to lose. We've already went into 2 games as underdogs. We beat
Yep.
both of those teams. We're going into Miami game. They probably feel disrespected by being a 17-point underdog.
Oh, definitely.
They definitely feel disrespected. So, and what's their coach name? Golish,
Yeah,
Alex
Polish.
Golish.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's probably gonna be like, man, he's finna try to really make a name for himself. He's getting signature wins.
bruh.
Um, Another signature win against Miami will really like put them, really on the map.
The playoffs. Oh yeah, they're going to the playoffs. I
Yeah,
also think he's aggressive. That first drive, if he gets into a situation where he gets shit, he did it against. I don't know if he just didn't respect Boise State, but if he gets into a situation where it's 4-2, buddy going for it. Buddy going for it. Okay, he going for it. So but tell us what y'all think in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people have had a lot to say. Let us know. Do you think it's gonna go like that? Do we get up big and Mario goes conservative? That's
yeah.
definitely happening if we get up big. I like
Every
it.
week it's the same. We know vanilla is coming.
Oh
There ain't
yes,
gonna be no flavors,
no
but
flavors,
vanilla.
no basket robin flavors. Oh, we're up big,
We're
vanilla. Nah, don't,
straight
nah, don't chance
vanilla.
it. Don't chance it. Nah, just be cool. Just be cool. Nah, run. What are you gonna do again? Run. But
Run
y'all
up
let
the
us know.
middle. Jet sweep? No, no jet sweep. No,
Run
no.
up the
In,
middle.
reverse, fake reverse,
No, no,
RPO.
no, no,
No,
no, no, no, no. Run up the middle.
run up the middle. Every play. Yeah.
Y'all let
Well,
us know what y'all think, man.
all right, shit. We out. We gonna be tuned in tomorrow with everybody else, man. We gonna see if we get that dub. We want that dub, but this gonna be a game for sure that we're gonna see if Miami is legit. You go out, put out a dominating performance, or the game gets tight, and see how the coaching staff respond. But uh, we'll check in with you tomorrow and see what it is. But it's your player partners for the bottom of the map, and we out.
Bottom of the map, we out.